Have you ever watched someone brilliant, someone you know is smart, make a mistake so obvious it leaves you baffled? And maybe, if you're honest, you've done it too. It's frustrating, even embarrassing. But here's the truth. Intelligence doesn't make you immune to mistakes. In fact, it can sometimes make them worse. There's a hidden bias in your brain that quietly nudges even the sharpest minds toward decisions that seem, well, stupid. And understanding it could save you from falling into the same trap. Psychologists call this the overconfidence bias. It's simple. When you know more than most people in a domain, your brain assumes it knows everything. You overestimate your abilities, your knowledge, and your predictions. It doesn't matter if you're a student, a CEO, or a scientist. If your brain whispers, "I've got this," it might be lying to you. That whisper feels comforting, but it's the voice that makes smart people misjudge risk, overlook obvious details, or ignore advice. Let's look at a story. A software engineer, brilliant at his job, was asked to review a critical line of code. Everyone else had double-checked it, but he thought, "I've been coding for 15 years. I don't need to." Hours later, the system crashed. A simple oversight, a missing semicolon, caused thousands of dollars in losses. Why did it happen? He knew more than the others. He trusted his brain more than the process. He fell straight into the overconfidence trap. This isn't an isolated story. Studies show overconfidence is one of the top cognitive biases in decision-making failures. People overrate their knowledge, underestimate complexity, and ignore feedback. Here's what happens in your brain. When you feel competent, your brain releases small bursts of dopamine. It feels rewarding to trust yourself. That's why even smart people don't double-check, don't ask questions, and skip steps. They feel like they know enough. But here's the paradox. The smarter you are, the more information you have to misinterpret. You might see patterns that aren't there, trust intuition too much, or dismiss small warning signs because your confidence makes you blind to them. The bias doesn't make you dumb. It makes you blind to the limits of your knowledge. And that blindness often leads to mistakes that seem completely avoidable in hindsight. Consider investors during a market boom. Experienced, intelligent analysts make the same mistake over and over. They assume trends will continue, ignore warning signals, and over-leverage their bets. Many lose fortunes, not because they lack skill, but because their brains trick them into thinking they're smarter than the market. Or think about doctors. Even the most brilliant physicians occasionally misdiagnose simple conditions because overconfidence makes them rely on intuition rather than testing every assumption. So how do you avoid it? Pause and question. When you feel certain, force yourself to ask, "What if I'm wrong?" Seek feedback. Even experts need an outside perspective. Invite it before making decisions. Test small, fail fast. Don't commit blindly. Small experiments reveal limits of your knowledge. Document decisions. Writing down your reasoning exposes assumptions your brain might be glossing over. Remember, intelligence isn't the antidote, it's part of the trap. Awareness is the key. The lesson is simple but powerful. Being smart doesn't prevent mistakes, it can hide them. The very skills that make you brilliant can also make you blind. By recognizing the overconfidence bias, you can slow down, question your assumptions, and make better decisions. Next time you feel that rush of certainty, pause. Double-check. Ask yourself, am I really this sure, or is my brain playing a trick? Because the smarter you are, the more important it is to stay humble. And that, paradoxically, is one of the smartest things you can do.